Welcome to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe in the studios of our flagship stations, 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99, where you can also find us in the Birmingham-Bloomfield area on Birmingham Area Municipal Access and on City Cable 15 of Southfield. Join us live on Channel 10 in Waterford every day on the media network of Waterford, and live to tape on Channel 10 in Orion Township and Lake Orion on Orion Neighborhood Television or ONTV. You can also find us on the radio in the Birmingham-Bloomfield area on 88.1, the Biff, a service of the Bloomfield Hills School District. Find us online on our Facebook pages at Civic Center TV 15 and at Lakes FM, on our website at civiccentertv.com or on My Michigan TV, otherwise known as MyMy, at mymytv.com, where you can also learn more about downloading their free apps for your smartphones and smart TVs. All that information is on our website at civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you can also find all of our programs on demand and each individual interview as well. Then let's head over to our news page, civiccentertv.com/local-news, where we have links to the most up-to-date information on COVID-19 from reliable expert resources at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and the Oakland County Health Division, so that you can stay up to date on everything that you need to know about the spread of COVID-19, precautionary tactics that you may need to employ in your daily life, such as masking and physical distancing, as well as vaccinations and booster shots available in your local area. Also on our news page at civiccentertv.com/local-news, we feature articles from many journalistic outlets throughout the state of Michigan in order to keep you updated on COVID-19 and other stories making headlines across the Great Lakes state. Our top story today from Mike Wilkinson of Bridge, Michigan is their coronavirus tracker that says COVID hospitalizations have jumped once again, and the Grand Traverse region is now in a high-risk environment for COVID-19. COVID-19 hospitalizations rose to 876 statewide on Monday. That's up from 774 on Friday and 729 just a week ago, according to newly released numbers from the state of Michigan. Most of the increases in hospitalizations are in 6 counties in southeast Michigan. The COVID-19 patient census in those counties, Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, Washtenaw, St. Clair, and Monroe, increased from 490 to 557 between Friday and Monday of this week. Although Michigan only reports updated data on cases and deaths on Wednesday, it continues to report hospitalization numbers on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of each week. COVID-19 hospitalizations also increased from 88 from 79 in the region that includes the Thumb, Bay City, Lake Huron, Shoreline counties, and to 74 from 66 in West Michigan. The increase in hospitalizations has been slow but steady for about a month after hitting 470 on April 6th at the end of the initial Omicron variant surge. New variants of Omicron have driven the latest increase, but the overall impact has been muted in terms of hospitalizations. During the Delta surge last fall, for reference, hospitalizations rose quickly, an indication that Omicron, though worrisome for those with health conditions underlying, has led to less severe illness in most patients. Because of rising hospitalizations, the CDC has identified Grand Traverse County as a quote-unquote high-risk county, the only one of such in the state of Michigan. The risk level suggests masking recommendations. Healthy people in counties at medium or low risk can remain safe without wearing masks in most settings. But the high-risk category includes a recommendation for everyone, regardless of vaccination status, to wear a well-fitting mask in most indoor settings. All of that information from Bridge, Michigan, and their continued updates on the coronavirus tracker linked on our website, civiccentertv.com/local-news. We're also making headlines today from Miriam Marini of the Detroit Free Press. A baby wallaby is missing from the Detroit Zoo and may not survive an extended time away from its mother, so be on the lookout. Just days after beginning to leave its mother's pouch, a baby wallaby has gone missing from the Detroit Zoo. The joey, whose gender zookeepers had yet to determine, is estimated to be between 5 and 6 months old. The new addition to the zoo was announced on Friday morning in a post that said 4-year-old wallaby Sprocket gave birth to her first joey. The joey was last seen around 5 p.m. on Saturday of last week and determined to be missing on Sunday morning. The situation is especially worrisome because of its young age. The joey is still dependent on its mother for nursing and needs to be spending time in her pouch. Quote, "It is unlikely that the young wallaby can survive an extended amount of time away from the mother," enclosed quote, says the Detroit Zoo Zoo on Sunday. They continued on in a statement saying, quote, "We are reviewing every potential scenario and remain hopeful this joey will be found unharmed." Zoo staff is searching the area surrounding the Australian outback adventure habitat and reviewing surveillance footage as well. Keep up to date on that and keep your eye out if you're out over there at the Detroit Zoo for a baby wallaby that is on the loose over there. Hopefully they will find that baby joey very soon. Lastly, making headlines at civiccentertv.com/local-news from Craig Mauger of the Detroit News. Michigan lawmakers are being asked to put the term limit change on the November ballot. A coalition of groups from across the political spectrum called Monday on the Michigan legislature to put a constitutional amendment on the ballot to alter the state's term limits and require office holders to begin filing financial disclosures. The request came from the committee Voters for Transparency and Term Limits, which has gained the backing of business groups, labor unions, Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, a Democrat, and former State House Speaker Jace Bolger, a Republican. Quote, "We urge the legislature to step forward and give the people the chance to decide on this issue," Bolger said in a press conference in Lansing on Monday afternoon. The proposal, if approved by voters, would be the first change to Michigan's term limits for lawmakers since the policy was put in place through a statewide vote in 1992. Currently, members of the state House can serve 3 two-year terms, and members of the state Senate can serve 2 four-year terms. So across the two chambers, someone can achieve a maximum possible tenure in the state legislature of about 14 years, 6 in the House and 8 in the Senate. The plan from Voters for Transparency and Term Limits, a campaign that was announced on March 1st, would allow lawmakers to serve just 12 years overall in Lansing, meaning they could potentially spend twice as much time in the House, but then would forfeit the option to move to the Senate. The coalition's leaders argued the current limits are too short and set up a revolving door with lawmakers moving from one position to another and then back again. In addition, the proposal would impose personal financial disclosures for the lawmakers and statewide elected officials, including the governor, to screen against conflicts of interest. Michigan has been one of 2 states without any required financial disclosure for the legislature for many years. Quote, "People all over Michigan are supporting these common sense changes because they know the state government should be working for them," in close quote, said Bishop Edgar Van, CEO of Detroit Equity Incorporated, who continued on saying, quote, "I urge our state legislators to put transparency and term limits on the ballot and let the people decide," in closed quote. To amend the state constitution, both the House and the Senate must vote to put a proposal on the statewide ballot. To do so, 2/3 of the legislature in each chamber must support the measure, and the votes must occur at least 60 days before the election. The other way to amend the Constitution is for a group to gather petition signatures and win a statewide vote. Voters for Transparency and Term Limits would need 425,059 signatures, a difficult threshold by the July 11th deadline, in order to get the proposal on the ballot this November. Mayor Duggan of Detroit told reporters on Monday the coalition continues to pursue both options. It's unclear whether the leaders of the state legislature and enough lawmakers in each chamber would support putting such a term limit change on the ballot in November. Quote, "I think we've talked to all 148 lawmakers," Duggan said, continuing on, quote, "Pretty much all 148 agree the system between term limits and disclosures is bad, and they have 148 different ideas on how to fix it," in closed quote. Among the groups that participated in Monday's press conference were the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, the League of Women Voters of Michigan, Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights, and the Michigan Realtors Association as well. As of April 25th, Voters for Transparency and Term Limits reported raising $157,500 in funds. The top donors were real estate developer Stephen Ross, who gave $75,000, and utility DTE Energy, which gave $50,000 to the campaign. However, there's also opposition to the proposal, including from Term Limits Defense Fund, which has labeled the measure a scheme to, quote, "destroy term limits," end close quote. Likewise, Nick Tumbelides, the executive director of the U.S. Term Limits, says supporters of the proposal, quote, "No, it's not possible for currently for most termed out House members to then reach the Senate," end closed quote. He also said, quote, "Because of the respective chamber sizes, they can't really do that. Quote, so they have crafted a Trojan horse amendment, which appears on the surface to be a pro-term limit, but which really creates more career politicians. The aim here, plain and simple, is to swindle the voters, end closed quote. Businessman Kevin Rinke, a Republican candidate for governor from Bloomfield Township, previously spoke out against the idea of the legislature using its power to put the proposal on the ballot, saying, quote, they know this proposal is a difficult sell to Michigan voters, so they are trying to get the legislators to put it on the ballot instead of getting voters to put it on the ballot through a petition process, he said in March. He continued on saying, quote, that saves the career politicians and their supporters the millions it would cost to gather signatures, but denies voters the key role they should play in the process, end closed quote. In the past, Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey, a Republican from Clark Lake, voiced support for changing term limits, but has spoken against financial disclosure proposals. House Speaker Jason Wentworth, a Republican from Farwell, supports term limits and financial disclosures, but is focused on getting a House ethics reform plan enacted. Wentworth spokesperson Gideon DeSandro said in March. Quote, he'll take a look if it comes to his desk, DeSandro said of the amendment proposal, continuing on, quote, right now he's focused on the bills in the legislature, and closed quote. All those headlines are on our website at civiccentertv.com/local-news, as well as those ever helpful links to accurate information on COVID-19 from the CDC, the MDHHS, and the Oakland County Health Division. We have a great program ahead on this Tuesday edition of the Oakland County Megacast. Coming up next, we'll talk to Dr. Pamela Clark from the Grace Centers of Hope's Women's Program, and then we'll talk about dance programs after school and all summer long with Sharon Freed-Moreland from 3D Dance Academy. That's all up next on the Oakland County Megacast.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Neighborhood storm drains carry water directly to local creeks and streams. No filters, no treatment.
Storm drains also help reduce street flooding when it rains.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
It is easy to do your part by adopting a storm drain.
Find a storm drain, check it, and clear it every month.
So keep storm drains for rain only.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Joining us now from Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac, Michigan is their Women's Program Director, Dr. Pam Clark. Dr. Clark, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So first off, for those that are unfamiliar with Grace Centers of Hope, can you give us a little bit of a background on this organization and the ways that it benefits the local community?
Right, Tyler. Grace Centers of Hope is a rehab homeless shelter. We have a program for women, children, and kids, men also. They come into our program. They're usually addicted to drugs. They've been abused. They've been neglected. And we're seeing more and more women that have been trafficked by the situation that's happened to them. And they come in for a year and work on their issues. They have a case manager, counselor. Their children can come in with them. We have a state-of-the-art daycare. They have classes on the issues that, that they're dealing with. And also this case manager will help them, deal with the courts and whatever that's happened along the way. Then we also have a 2-year aftercare program where they can live in one of our 58 houses and they pay a small amount for rent and they work and become productive citizens.
And so how do people come to Grace Centers of Hope? Is this something where they voluntarily enter? Is it court ordered? Is it some other means that they come through?
You know, most people come because they want to. Getting clean from alcohol, drugs is difficult. You know, so if your mother wants you to, or your uncle, you know, that usually doesn't work. But when you decide you actually want to change your mindset and get off of drugs or alcohol, you know, that usually works at Grace Centers. We have a few that are court ordered, but probably 85% have come on their own.
We're joined by the Women's Program Director at Grace Centers of Hope, Dr. Pam Clark, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Dr. Clark, give us a little bit of information on your background and how you got involved with Grace Centers of Hope.
Well, I probably didn't go to college to be here, but my husband was put on the board, and he said, I had a small private practice at that time, and he said, come out here and look at this. I don't have anything for women. I just have for men. So I came out and I just fell in love. I mean, these are precious women that have been abused and neglected, and they just grab my heart. I love them, and just to see the change, the transformations, you know, we see miracles here every day. And women that came in and they're 90 pounds, they've been using heroin for 20 years, and then God gets a hold of them and they change their life. And you know, it's really a mindset. We call it change from the inside out. They begin to deal with the deep issues, and then they begin to look different on the outside. And it's amazing what they can accomplish.
We're joined by Dr. Pam Clark, the Women's Program Director at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. You mentioned earlier that in discussing with your husband some of the programs at Grace Centers of Hope while he was on the board of the organization, that he had said that we have a lot for men, but we don't have any women's programs. And so you, as the Women's Program Director, can you tell us about the Women's Program, how it got started, and what that entails at this moment in time at Grace Centers of Hope?
It's amazing. In fact, Kyle, we just put in another building because we were turning away so many women. We are the only program in southeast Michigan that rehabs women and children together. We also have a program for men, but that women can come in and bring their children, and we have a state-of-the-art daycare, and we have counselors for their children. So not only are they getting help, but these children have been taken with these parents along with during their drug use, which creates all kinds of problems and abuse with the children. A lot of the children were taken away from their parents at one point in time. And Grace Centers of Hope, the Women's Program, goes to court with them. When they begin to turn their life around, they begin to have visits, and, you know, that we integrate these families back together. I mean, that's one of the things we really believe in, is community. Like, God created family. In fact, what's happening in the United States is the deterioration of families. So we're trying to put families back together and unite these and teach these women how to be mothers and how to deal with their children, you know, at the ages that they return to them.
And so how different is it to put programs together specifically for women as opposed to more general programs for the entire population of those that are at Grace Centers of Hope for their 1-year program or in their recovery phase program for 2 years?
You know, we did some stats. That's a good question. We did some stats quite a few years ago, and more women, about 80% more women, stayed in the program longer when they had their children with them. You know, that fact that I have 2 kids here and they need for me to stay here and finish the program and be accountable and learn to be balanced and deal with my issues and learn how to be a good mom. So women that are single, you know, will leave a lot easier than a mom that has 3 children with her.
We're joined by Pam Clark, Dr. Pam Clark, the Women's Program Director at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Dr. Clark, coming up on Saturday, April 23rd, that's a week from Saturday, it's the 24th annual Grace Centers of Hope Women Helping Women Luncheon and Fashion Show. Can you tell us about the event and also how this event helps to support the women's program through Grace Centers of Hope?
We are so excited. This is the 24th annual Women Helping Women fashion show and luncheon, and it's at the gorgeous Royal Park Hotel, and the meal is phenomenal. And it's especially after 2 years of being in lockdown, it's good that women can get out and get together and dress up and have an elegant meal. And it's really helps the Grace Centers of Hope because it raises the money that we can continue supporting these women and children for another year. And there, you know, some of the stats that I was reading the other day, that this heroin epidemic, this, you know, is like deteriorating the next generation. In fact, we're having more deaths in the United States than we are births because of the pandemic and drug abuse, because women and kids and men are ODing. Also, last year was the highest rate of children, 14 to 18 deaths because of overdose. So it is an epidemic here in our country, here in Michigan. And so being able to turn that around, turn women around, thousands of women get their life back. So the fashion show is just an amazing event, and it's just a fun way to do it. I mean, women get to dress up and have a wonderful meal and see the lives change. We have videos, and we have women with their testimonies of where they came from and where they're going. They've been rescued and turned around.
We're joined by Dr. Pam Clark, Women's Program Director at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on the website at gracecentersofhope.org. That's gracecentersofhope.org. Go to the top of their page. There is a special segment. There's a section there called Special Events, and just one drop down from that is the fashion show tickets and fashion show information, so you can learn more about their Women Helping Women Luncheon and Fashion Show. That is Saturday, April 23rd, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And if you'd like to learn more about the event as well and ask any questions, you can contact their special events coordinator, April Melick, at amelik@gracecentersofhope.org. That's AMELIK at gracecentersofhope.org. Dr. Clark, can you talk about some of the fashion designers and retailers who will be participating in this special event?
We are so excited that Somerset Collection is going to partner with us, and some of the retailers, and Fortain is going to be, we're going to start with them. In fact, this afternoon, I'm taking 8 of our models to Somerset, and they will get to try on beautiful outfits. And we call this, when they're at Grace Centers, we call it change from the inside out. But they get to start today with the outside and, you know, be pampered. They get their hair done, they get their makeup done, and it's just so rewarding to see them in that light. And we just want to thank again Somerset Collection for being involved with us.
We're joined by Dr. Pam Clark, the director of the Women's Program at Grace Centers of Hope. More information on the Women's Program, as well as the Women Helping Women Luncheon and Fashion Show event happening on April 23rd from 10 to 2 p.m. on gracecentersofhope.org. That's gracecentersofhope.org. There was a very special moment at every fashion show. That is the Grace Centers of Hope women models who are proud to sort down the runway right alongside professional models as well. Can you talk about that relationship in this event and how that helps to make this a special moment, but also a moment of partnership out in the community as well?
Right. The professional models are unbelievable. And for our girls to be up there on the stage with these gorgeous outfits, and the models will help them get dressed and show them how to walk, and it's just amazing transformation for these girls. It's a once in a lifetime. Who gets to A, go to the Royal Park, and B, wear the clothes from Somerset and walk on the runway with professional models that kind of give you tips. And these professional models are so good to my girls. They want to hear their stories, and professional models have stories also. And also our kids at Grace Centers, we have 6 children that will be modeling clothes from Somerset collection for them to see them walk down. It's the sweetest thing ever. These little kids, whatever they do is cute. I mean, we've had them take the mic and talk, and we've had them run, and we've had them really strut their stuff. It's amazing, and a one-time life experience for them also.
We're joined by Dr. Pam Clark, Women's Program Director at Grace Centers of Hope, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on the Women's Program, on Grace Centers of Hope, and on the Women Helping Women Luncheon and Fashion Show fundraiser event on their website, gracecentersofhope.org. Dr. Clark, if people are interested in attending the event or helping out as a sponsor, where can they get more information or purchase tickets to this event?
We do have some tickets left, which is amazing. They can go to www.gracecentersofhope.org, or they can call 248-334-2187, and they can purchase a ticket that way.
More information on their website, gracecentersofhope.org, where you can purchase tickets by going to their special events page and clicking on Fashion Show Tickets at the top of their website, or as Dr. Clark said, by calling the Grace Centers of Hope phone number at 248-334-2187. Specifically, it's 248-334-2187 for more information. Dr. Clark, anything else about the women's program that we haven't spoken about today that would be interesting or important for our audience to know, or anything else that you'd like to discuss today?
These women that are going to be the models are so excited. And I just, people that come to the fashion show, they are the reason that Grace Centers of Hope Women's Program stays open. And what amazing blessing that is, that you can be a part of changing another woman's life. That's why we call it Women Helping Women.
Dr. Clark, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We as Michiganders feel connected to this resource in a way that I think is really powerful.
Conservation starts with a caring, committed community.
For me, it's peaceful to have a relationship with the river.
Every single one of us has a role to make sure that those waterways stay safe and healthy, being careful about what goes down the storm drain.
Just even eliminating some of your single-use plastic makes a difference.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Did you know that nearly 3.31 million Americans don't get their annual checkup? Going to the doctor regularly is extremely important and is a crucial factor in maintaining good health. Make sure you are visiting your local doctor often and telling them about any health concerns you have. For more information, contact your local healthcare provider. This message is brought to you by WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes of Town.
People are getting out to walk and bike in higher numbers. More vulnerable road users and higher speed traffic can be a dangerous combination. Crash severity has increased, so if you're driving, be sure to slow down and look for people. There's no need to speed. If you're biking, ride with traffic. If you're walking, avoid stepping into the road if possible. If you have to walk in the street, walk facing traffic. Learn more at walkbikedrivesafe.org.
We're joined now by Sharon Freed-Moreland, owner of 3D Dance Academy, which is one of 296 nonprofits and charities supported on the Share Detroit platform. Sharon, thank you for joining us.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you with us. First off, can you just tell us a little bit about 3D Dance Academy, the services that it provides, and its history?
Oh, okay. So we've been established since 2006, and we provide dance services. We also have a summer camp where we offer tutoring. We also have free breakfast and free lunch. We do field trips. And so we just an avenue for youth and adults to, utilize, positive energy and have a great way to spend their evenings and afternoons. And, yeah. That's what we do. We're a dance studio.
So what was the inspiration behind forming this organization, and why the focus on dance?
Okay, so for me, And I have a funny story. I always tell everybody my story that I stumbled upon dance. When I first got to high school, all the dance class, all the extracurricular activities were all closed, and my only choices were JROTC or dance. And so I thought the JROTC uniform was way too ugly. I said, it was too green, and I didn't like it. And so, and I thought I was too skinny for leotards and tights. So I was against taking dance. And so I had to pick between the two, so I picked dance. And when I got into dance, I didn't realize that it was a natural gift for me. And it opened my eyes to just know that when a person just has opportunity and choices, that it can change one's life. And that's what happened with me in dance. Like I said, I never sought out to be a dancer. I stumbled upon dance, and by the grace of God, I was naturally talented in it. And by the time I graduated high school, I had a full dance scholarship to college. And from there, it took on its own life.
John,
so your question is, why did I start the dance school? Well, when I became a teacher up at Cody High School, and then when they started cutting the arts and all the programs, my students needed a place to go, and I said, I'm going to start the studio for my students. And so I didn't realize that it really turned into something really nice for me, and I'm glad that I did it because I'm always able to stay connected to the dance world. And so I started it really for my students to have a place to go and to continue their dance careers.
So tell us about the after-school program, because that's got to be a critical part, as you've mentioned, about the way that the organization came together and the way that it serves the community at this time. What goes into the after-school program, and how does it benefit those students?
Well, so I started the after-school program because when my daughter was in grade school, I asked the principal, I said, you don't have a dance program here? And she said no. And I said, oh, wow. And so I talked to her and I said, well, would you be open to me offering dance services? And again, my whole objective, my whole motto is to give students an opportunity, to just see what they may like, because you never know, a star is born at any time. And so I started my first dance program over at FLIX, Foreign Language Emerging Cultural Studies, and I've been there for 12 years to this day. And so the after-school program really caters to inner city students, and it is to bring dance services to the actual schools. So for some parents who may not have transportation to get their child to and from dance classes, or may not have the funds to do, a studio tuition, that's when I come in and I bring dance services. And so therefore it's very convenient for the average working parent because it's immediately after school at their school.
We're joined by Sharon Freed-Moreland. She is the owner and director of 3D Dance Academy, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information in a couple different places. You can either go to 3ddanceacademy.com, that's 3ddanceacademy.com, or go to sharedetroit.com and learn more information by searching for 3D Dance Academy in their Find a Nonprofit section right there on the homepage, which includes 295 other charities and nonprofits throughout the Metro Detroit area as well. And then you mentioned earlier on your summer camp program as well. What does that entail, and how can people participate if they would like to do so?
Now, my summer camp is wonderful. I started the summer camp for the working parent. It lasts for 10 weeks. It's only $3.50 an hour. That's the average for a 4-day package, which is from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. During that day, they go to classes like a regular school day, and they also have tutoring and math and reading. And again, as I mentioned, Friday field trips and breakfast and lunch. And it starts June 20th through August 26th, again, for 10 weeks. And they can find or register if they go to my Instagram page, which is 3D Dance Academy, and hit the link in the bio. It takes you right to a form where you can look at all the prices and the packages that we offer. The camp is going to be at my home base, which is Mary Grove College, West McNichols, 8425 West McNichols, Detroit, Michigan, 48220. 221. And again, it is a wonderful camp. This is my 16th year doing it, and we have tons of fun, and they love it. Students love it.
And again, that's 3ddanceacademy.com, or you can follow them on Instagram at 3D Dance Academy and learn more information about some of their summer program packages as well for their summer camp. Or again, all that information is also on the website, 3ddanceacademy.com. We're joined by Sharon Freed-Moreland, the owner and artistic director at 3D Dance Academy, one of 296 charities and nonprofits supported by the Share Detroit platform. More information also available on sharedetroit.org. And so if people would like to participate in these programs, either the after-school program, in your summer camps, or in other programs throughout the year, how can they go about doing so?
I'm sorry, say it again?
If people would like to participate or have their kids participate in your program,
right. Right. So again, if they go on the Instagram, which is 3D Dance Academy, they can go on our website, which is www.3ddanceacademy.com. They can call 313-515-3549. They can reach out to Share Detroit and get in contact with me. And so that's how they can go about and joining the program. They can call Mary Grove College if they like.
And 3D Dance Academy is a 501c3 nonprofit. That's how it does participate in the Share Detroit platform and in those programs as well. And so with it being a nonprofit, community support plays a key role in all nonprofits and their operations in communities throughout the state of Michigan, throughout the U.S. and around the world. At this time, what is the best way that people, if they'd like to support 3D Dance Academy, what's the best way they can go about doing that?
They can, again, go through Share Detroit. They can, when they go to our website, it's going to be a link where they can donate. You can reach out via PayPal. Just put in 3D Dance Academy, and links should come up. Again, you can call us. You can visit our studio. So my number is 313-515-3549. Again, that's 313-515-3549.
We're joined by Sharon Freed-Moreland, the owner and artistic director of 3D Dance Academy, one of 295 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform. Again, the number 313-515-3549. That's 313-515-3549. Or you can visit their website, 3ddanceacademy.com. That's 3ddanceacademy.com. Sharon, are there volunteer opportunities too that are available through your organization? People would like to help you in executing these dance classes and dance programs?
Yes, they are. There are many volunteer opportunities because we're having a dance concert on May 24th at Mary Grove College. This is our spring annual dance recital that we do, yearly. And so I always need helping hands at our dance recitals. Even during the summer camp, the ages are from 3 through 18. So I usually have a nice large number of my 3 to 5-year-olds where I'm always in need of extra hands to cater to our babies. And so, yes, volunteers are very much needed and appreciated.
Sharon, just another couple minutes before we'll say goodbye. At this time, anything else that would be important for our audience to know or consider about your organization or other ways that they can get involved that we haven't discussed?
Well, I just want to say that if you have a little one that loves to dance, I think, you should channel that inner talent. It can become a full career. As I mentioned, when I graduated high school, I had a full dance scholarship to college. I went on to get my undergrad, my bachelor's, and my master's in dance education and math education. And I also choreographed and toured the world with Aretha Franklin. So dance can be a very profound career for anyone. So if you have a little one bouncing and flipping, I ask you to, really, really nurture that talent. And you never know, a star is born.
Sharon, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources, call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Parents do a lot of worrying. Get your kids caught up on childhood vaccines to protect them from these 14 preventable diseases, and you'll have 14 fewer things to worry about. Vaccines are safe and effective and save lives. So let's get caught up on vaccines and worry about something else. Get the facts at ivaccinate.org.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Most of the pollution that goes into our rivers is carried by rainwater that flows off of roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
The leaves and bark of a single tree can retain a surprising amount of rainwater. Depending on its size and species, it could be 100 gallons or more.
It is estimated that an urban forest can reduce annual runoff by up to 7%.
Here's one thing that we know can help keep our water clean.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
One of the things you can look for in your friends is a change in behavior.
These can be big changes, they can be small changes in mood, physical appearance.
They may be sleeping less or sleeping more, drinking more, or their eating patterns may be different.
One big change that can be pretty obvious is change in motivation. Do they no longer want to play basketball? Do they no longer want to play video games?
Now that we're spending more time online and in virtual settings, it's really important to pay attention to the language that your friend is using and the words they're using to communicate.
So when we text our friends, are they taking longer amounts of time to respond? Are they not responding at all? You don't have to be an expert to try to recognize these signs. The second that you feel it in your gut and that you're concerned, that's the second to have the conversation and open the door to what might be going on.
Today, it is easier than ever to join Michigan's Organ Donor Registry and help build a bridge of hope for organ, tissue, and eye donation. Just one person can potentially save or help improve the lives of up to 75 people. By joining, your legacy could be the gift of life. Sign up today at michigan.gov/SOS or at any of the more than 145 Secretary of State self-service stations located across Michigan. Be part of Michigan's Bridge of Hope by adding your name to the Organ Donor Registry.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources, call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Whether you're the city,
the county,
or the Huron River Watershed Council,
we work together to protect water resources for everyone.
Most of the pollution entering our rivers is carried by rainwater that runs off roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
A rain garden helps catch stormwater runoff.
Rain gardens and their plants help dirty runoff soak into the ground.
You can do your part to help keep our water clean.
Learn about rain gardens and native plants.
So consider a rain garden in your home landscaping.
Catch the runoff with a rain garden.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
I couldn't breathe at all. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was 39 weeks pregnant and had a scheduled C-section. During that time, I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. I was really scared. I kept texting my husband and my mom, telling them how scared I was, and I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. And then I was worried if, when I did get home, that he wouldn't know who I was. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me. It's scary, and if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not? Get your vaccine. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
A message from the staff of Michigan's Crime Victim Compensation Program.
Anyone can be a victim of crime
and suffer lasting trauma, physically, emotionally, and financially.
But you are not alone.
If you're struggling financially due to a crime,
we're here for you.
Find out if you qualify for crime victim compensation.
Call 877-251-7373 or visit michigan.gov/crime-victim.
A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Victim Services.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you did. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Whether you're the city,
the county,
or the Huron River Watershed Council.
As partners, working together to protect our water resources, we agree.
Pet waste is a source of harmful bacteria in the Huron River.
When it's left on the ground, it can wash into the storm drains.
These lead directly to our streams. No filters, no treatment.
Here's one thing we know that can help keep our water clean.
Pick up pet waste and trash it.
Pick up pet waste and trash it.
So pick up pet waste and trash it.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Who is struggling right now?
I am.
My son is.
Many are struggling with anxiety, depression, and substance use. Before it becomes a crisis, reach out to MyCal, the Michigan Crisis and Access Line for free confidential support 24/7. Available in the Upper Peninsula and Oakland County. Just call or text 1-844-44-MyCal or chat online at michigan.gov/MyCal. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Motorcyclists are hard to see. To keep everyone safer, it's important to always look for them and know where most crashes occur. 84% of motorcycle and vehicle crashes happen on streets, not highways. And most crashes with motorcyclists occur when vehicle drivers are turning left. So before turning, especially to the left, make sure you look for motorcyclists. Then look again. It could save a life.
To Sophia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome to the Michigan Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe. Learn more about the program at civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV, otherwise known as My. May is Sound the Alarm Month, making it time to check in on your home safety appliances such as smoke detectors and carbon monoxide alarms, and review and revise your safe escape plans as well. It's also a great time to think about saving other people's lives by donating your blood. Joining us now is the CEO of the Michigan region of the American Red Cross, Mary Lynn Foster. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure, Tyler. Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Good to have you back on the program. So can you first start off by discussing May being Sound the Alarm Month. Tell us about the efforts that the Red Cross is putting in to spread this message of sound the alarm, and what specifically they really want those out in the public to know during this month.
Well, May is Sound the Alarm for the American Red Cross across the country. And it's one of the most favorite things that we do for me at the Red Cross, and that's installing free smoke alarms. Because what a lot of people probably don't realize is that if you experience a home fire, you have less than 2 minutes, less than 120 seconds to escape safely. And having those working smoke alarms in your home is critical to that. And we also know that having working smoke alarms cuts the fatality rate in half. So having smoke alarms, first of all, and having working smoke alarms is so important. And that's what Sound the Alarm Month is all about.
And what about carbon monoxide alarms too? Because we know that appliances can break down, fumes can get loose in the home. There are other ways that carbon monoxide can pollute the home as well, and that can become quickly dangerous, and there's not really any way to detect it other than having one of those carbon monoxide detectors and alarms.
That is correct. Now, the alarms that we install are only the smoke alarms, but it is critically important also to have the carbon monoxide alarms also in your home. We install the smoke alarms, in the ceiling, and the carbon monoxide alarms really should be lowered to the ground.
So at this time, Mary Lynn, are the Red Cross able to then go back to what they were doing previously, being able to go into homes with smoke detectors and either check on them or replace smoke detectors for people that would like the Red Cross to do so? Or is it still, given the COVID-19 situation, a hands-off experience where it's an encouragement campaign at this time to get people to change their smoke detectors before the severe weather season?
No, actually, Tyler, we are back in homes, which we're thrilled about doing. In fact, just this past weekend, we were out in Southeast Michigan. We installed almost 100 alarms this past weekend. Our goal during the month of May for the entire state of Michigan is to install over 1,700 smoke alarms. And for Southeast Michigan specifically, that goal is almost 1,000. So it's real simple. It's this type of alarm right here is what we install. And what is really super nice about these alarms is it has the lithium battery in it already. So you don't have to worry about changing that battery. You still want to test it every month to make sure it's operational. And this alarm is good for 10 years.
We're joined by Mary Lynn Foster, the CEO of the Michigan region of the American Red Cross, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on their website, redcrossblood.org. And so we know the Red Cross is known for their blood drives. We see them all throughout our communities, all throughout the state, all throughout the country, all year round. But the smoke detector program, in addition to that, is just one of many additional programs provided by the American Red Cross, in addition to, of course, those blood drives.
Absolutely, Tyler. And certainly May is Sound the Alarm, and we encourage anyone. They're free smoke alarms. There's no pre-qualifications. If you're interested in having us come out, we'll make an appointment. But also, we encourage blood donation appointments as well, because there's always a critical need for blood drives. So thank you for raising that awareness also. A lot of folks don't realize that the American Red Cross supplies 40% of the nation's blood supply. So we have drives every single day, and it's critical that we have donors who are willing to roll up their sleeve and help us save a life with a simple blood donation, you can save up to 3 lives.
And it's a really simple process too. I've donated my blood several times before, and can just touch on that, just how simple of a process it really is for people, and a really relatively painless process too, to donate your blood, and just how helpful it can be to so many other people from your one blood donation.
Well, first of all, Tyler, thank you for donating blood. We certainly appreciate it. And it is really a pretty simple process from beginning to end. First of all, finding a location that's convenient to you. You can go to our website, redcross.org, and type in your zip code, and it will return all of the blood drives that are close to home for you, or the ones that are most convenient for you. And you can schedule an appointment online, or you can download the drive or the application on your phone and find a drive that way. Then once you arrive at the blood donation center, they'll check you in, they'll do a quick medical history health check, get you hooked up. It's a needle prick in your arm, and then before you know it, the blood's collected and you're off and enjoying some juice and a cookie, and knowing that you have just saved a life for someone.
We're joined by Mary Lynn Foster, the CEO of the Michigan region of the American Red Cross, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information is on their website, redcross.org. And Mary Lynn, I do want to just circle back to the smoke detector program. If somebody would like to sign up to have a smoke detector provided by the Red Cross and installed by the Red Cross, how do they go about doing that for their local area?
So really simple, 2 ways. Visit our website, redcross.org/fire, and you can find more information there. You can also call us directly, and the phone number is area code 313-494-3432. So again, that's 313-494-3432. We'll be happy to make an appointment, and we do this all year, Tyler, just so everyone knows, but May is a huge focus month for us. So, we'll be happy to come out anytime during the year. We're back in person, installing alarms, and we're happy to help everyone.
Mary Lynn Foster joins us on the Michigan Megacast. She is the CEO of the Michigan region of the American Red Cross. More information, redcross.org to sign up for their smoke detector program. That's redcross.org/fire to learn more, or call 313-494-3432. That's 313-494-3432 for more information, and to sign up if you are in need of a new smoke detector or an updated smoke detector in your home. And so, Mary Lynn, in addition to the blood drives, to the smoke detector program and other programs, there's also additional training opportunities as well. And that includes first aid training, which as people are getting back out into the community in heavier regularity in comparison to during the pandemic, that creates more opportunities for people to have life-changing medical events in the public, and the need for more people in the public to then be able to react to that until first responders are able to get on the scene. And so it makes it all more important to have this first aid training, the CPR and AED training as well. Can you talk about how the Red Cross provides that training, what sort of process goes into that, so that people that may want to get certified in CPR training and first aid training can go about doing so?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tyler. It is. We're getting into that season. We're back out. Whether it's first aid training, CPR training, babysitting courses, training for at pools. This time of the year, we do provide that. And again, the best way to enlist in a class to find what is close to you is to visit our website, because they're constantly changing. We're constantly adding, and just find something that is closest to you. The easiest, simplest way is to visit our website and to be trained. You never know when a family member may need your assistance, or you may be out in a restaurant now that we're getting back out in the public, and someone may go into a rest near you at a table nearby, and just having that training to be able to sustain a life while the emergency medics are on their way is invaluable training. And we just can't encourage everyone enough to enlist in a course.
We're joined by Mary Lynn Foster, the CEO of the Michigan region of the American Red Cross, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information is on their website, redcross.org. That's redcross.org for more information. And in addition to training opportunities and the need for more people in the community to be trained in life-saving practices such as CPR, AED, and first aid training, there's also a great need for the Red Cross to just have volunteers across the board, a number of different opportunities. Tell us a little bit about the opportunities for volunteerism with the American Red Cross here in Michigan that are available.
Our mission is to prevent and alleviate human suffering, and that is really done through the arms and hearts of our volunteers. And so we always are recruiting for and looking for new volunteers. We provide training so that you are, whatever you're interested in doing, we always like to have that right match for what you would like to do, and whether it's responding to a disaster, either here in Michigan or long distance out to a wildfire or to a hurricane in the south, we will provide that training for you. Perhaps you want to volunteer locally at a blood drive, we'll provide that training for you. But there are a lot of opportunities to put your time to use, and we only are able to do that. 90% of our workforce is volunteers, and so we are constantly looking for volunteers to help us in our mission, and we would encourage anyone who's interested and can raise their hand to do so. We would certainly appreciate.
Mary Lynn, recently you helped to honor a lifelong volunteer, a lifelong Detroiter, Doris Adler, who is 100 years old and worked for decades for the American Red Cross. Can you talk a little bit about Doris and her service to the community, not just with the Red Cross, but the entire Detroit area?
Oh my gosh, we had the honor of meeting Doris. What a dynamo. 100 years young. She shared with us a scrapbook of her years volunteering during World War II and beyond. Just so many rich moments in history and knowledge. I mean, unbelievable. Turned 100 years old back in September, and she is going strong. And she shared so many wonderful stories of not only her community service, of when she was serving in Japan and then also in Germany for the American Red Cross, just being that warm, welcoming person, welcoming the servicemen into a Red Cross club. So they had someone to, just wrap their arms around and have a donut and a cup of coffee, play a game, and just know that it was a familiar face. And that's really what these ladies of the Red Cross did. And they're invaluable, such a dynamo group. And Doris just was amazing to share at 100 years young. She's sharp as a tack and just an amazing woman right here in Southeast Michigan.
And so what sort of training or what sort of requirements are in place for those that may want to take in inspiration from Doris Adler and become a volunteer with the Red Cross?
Well, I really just recommend reaching out to us. We have screeners that will have deep conversations with anyone who's interested in volunteering to really understand what it is you'd like to do. And that's so important that we understand your interests so that we can really do the right match for whatever your interests are. And then from there, it's obtaining the training and getting you ready to go so that when that moment comes, you're ready and you're trained and we send you on your way and you're deployed and you're confident knowing that you're helping someone on their worst day.
We're joined by Mary Lynn Foster, the CEO of the Michigan region of the American Red Cross. More information is on the website, redcross.org. And we've spoken also about May being Sound the Alarm Month. They're really focusing on encouraging people to replace their old smoke detectors or check their more up-to-date smoke detectors to make sure that they're functioning properly. If you're in need of a smoke detector, a check, or to install a new one, you can get in contact with the American Red Cross for them to do this for you at redcross.org/fire. That's redcross.org/fire, or you can call 313-494-3432. That's 313-494-3432 for more information. Mary Lynn, before we let you go, for those interested in donating or volunteering, taking a class, what's the best way for them to get in contact with the Michigan region of the American Red Cross so that they can help out in their local area or across the state?
Again, Tyler, it's through our website. You know, we have everything posted there. We really try and make it super simple for everyone. There's just there's menus for you to drop down menus for everyone to find something of interest. A lot of information about activities. We really try and keep our website current so that everyone knows what we're doing. So we have multiple locations throughout the state, and here in Southeast Michigan, we're in Detroit, and I would love to hear from everyone.
And then Marilyn, just before we do let you go, of course, we want to always encourage people, if they're able to do so, to donate blood, and especially at the times that we're in, still in the middle of a pandemic with severe weather season underway, it becomes even more important to get those resources in place so that when there is a disaster, when there is some sort of a tragedy, there can be quick reaction and a lot of lives can be saved. So just at this time, what is the status of the blood supply here in Michigan and across the U.S., and with that, wherever it is, just how important does that then make blood donation now more than ever before?
Well, Tyler, you make an excellent point. You know, we're getting into disaster season, and when these happen, a lot of drives across the country, and right here in Michigan, are canceled because of storms, and then all of a sudden we have a critical need. We always have a need for blood. The shelf life of a pint of blood is not very long, and so we like to collect blood. We use it right away. But there's that constant need. And with us supplying 40% of the nation's blood drive, we want to make sure that every patient has the blood that they need. I think we all have known someone, a family member, a friend who has perhaps experienced cancer or an accident or some type of emergency situation where blood has been needed. And the American Red Cross has been there supplying the blood. And really appreciate highlighting this because we always have a constant need for blood. And if anyone's interested, the fixed site locations that we have are on our website. And then, of course, you can visit a mobile site as well. And we really appreciate everyone rolling up their sleeve and saving a life with a blood donation.
Website is redcross.org to find a blood drive near you. redcrossblood.org. Mary Lynn, thank you for joining us.
Tyler, thank you so much.
And again, the smoke detector program, redcross.org/fire 313-494-3432. We'll take a quick break. On the other side, art show season is underway in the state of Michigan. We'll head into some hostile territory for this Sparty and talk to the friendly folks over at Ann Arbor's Original Street Art Fair. That's coming up next. This is the Michigan Megacast.
72.7% of high school students get less than the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. This can cause pain, obesity, and can very negatively affect your mental health. When you have a consistent 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day, you get sick less often, lose more weight, and have better relationships with those around you. For more information about the dangers of sleep deprivation, go to sleepfoundation.org. This message is brought to you by the WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Can I ask you a question? Why did you get your kids vaccinated?
It was hard for them to social distance, to be isolated from their friends.
I want them to get back to school and sports games. So as a pediatrician, I recommend the vaccine to everyone I know.
The boys lost a former teammate and classmate who was only 20 years old. It's been a devastating year.
We want to get back to normalcy. Our daughter is really looking forward to being with her friends, being a kid.
It's the Great Lakes water, and so what people do ends up in our waterways.
Flushable wipes are just evil. They should be thrown away. They're impossible to destroy, and they can cause significant problems.
One of the main things when you're cooking is to not dump fats, oils, and greases down your drains.
They stick to the sides of pipes. They stick to everything they come in contact with. Don't put it down the sink.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
911. How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Neighborhood storm drains carry water directly to local creeks and streams. No filters, no treatment.
Storm drains also help reduce street flooding when it rains.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
It is easy to do your part by adopting a storm drain.
Find a storm drain, check it, and clear it every month.
So keep storm drains for rain only.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
We as Michiganders feel connected to this resource in a way that I think is really powerful.
Conservation starts with a caring, committed community.
For me, it's peaceful to have a relationship with the river.
Every single one of us has a role to make sure that those waterways stay safe and healthy, being careful about what goes down the storm drain.
Just even eliminating some of your single-use plastic makes a difference.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
Did you know that nearly 3.31 million Americans don't get their annual checkup? Going to the doctor regularly is extremely important and is a crucial factor in maintaining good health. Make sure you are visiting your local doctor often and telling them about any health concerns you have. For more information, contact your local healthcare provider. This message is brought to you by WBHS Digital Media Arts Program and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Achoo!
Joining us now is Angela Klein. She is the Executive Director of Ann Arbor's Original Street Art Fair, which this year is taking place on July 21st through 23rd. Angela, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So it's slated for, the art fair is slated for Thursday, July 21st through Saturday, July 23rd. We will be featuring some special interviews with featured street art fair artists throughout that week and leading up to that. And today we kick off the interviews with you, the new executive director. Can you tell us about your role at the Ann Arbor Street Art Fair and how putting this art fair together in this particular year is similar to years past but different because of the situation that we're in, starting to come out of this COVID-19 crisis?
Well, we're thrilled to be back, really in full force. We're back and ready to go, and excited to bring all the things that we brought in 2019. The fair was reduced in 2021, but now it's back in full force. So we're very excited to be back, really.
And this is a significant yearly annual event in Ann Arbor, the art fair. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Ann Arbor Art Fair and how that helps to inform bringing this back to full force in 2022?
Well, it was the late 1950s. We've been around a long time. So the business owners came to the Ann Arbor Artists Association with the idea of the artists hanging work at the bargain days. And then it was such, they partnered with the Handweavers Guild and the Potters Guild, and it was such an enormous hit. I think even students were able to pay tuition for the fall semester, the artists that had participated. And now, and then in 1967, that added the Summer Art Fair and the State Street Art Fair. And now we operate under the umbrella of the Ann Arbor Art Fair. It's one event and 3 fairs with all of our, our own vibe for each fair. And bringing it back to present day is what we're all about. It's a lot of fun, and we can't wait to bring it to the people in July.
We're joined by Angela Klein, the Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on their website, artfair.org. It is artfair.org to learn more information and keep up to date with the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair as we approach its running date this summer of Thursday, July 21st through Saturday, July 23rd in the city of Ann Arbor. And so, like many other art shows we have around the state over the course of the spring and the summer and early parts of the fall, many of them will say that they are a juried art show. There's very specific guidelines in order to be declared a juried art show. Can you give us the details on that, what it takes for an art show such as the one in Ann Arbor this July to be considered a juried show?
So each of, there's the original art fair, which is I'm the executive director of, and we each have our own mission and parameters for our juried, we're a juried nonprofit, each one of us. So for us, I can speak to that. We have a jury advisory board. We have jurors from the University of Michigan to the Henry Ford, and where artists can send in, my apologies, where artists can send in their work and their slides, and it will be juried, and then it's a competitive process. And we are one of the most competitive juried art fairs in the country. About 30% of the artists that apply get into the show, and we're very proud of the work that we show.
So you mentioned that there are 3 art fairs throughout the year that consist of the Ann Arbor Art Fair, or consider themselves under the umbrella of the Ann Arbor Art Fair. Are there any differences between those 3 shows or the other 2 shows in comparison to this one that's usually held in the summer?
I'm sorry, are you asking the difference between our 3 shows under the art fair? Okay. Well, they're all amazing. They all have wonderful, artists and energy. For the original art fair, we have, not only do we have work by 200 artists, but the work is also, we don't allow, if you think of the original art fair, we only allow original art. There are no reproductions. We are also on the campus of the university, so we're surrounded in that green space with the beautiful architecture. The summer fair is, work that is juried by artists for artists. This is a really wonderful event. You're going to see paintings and sculptures and everything you can imagine, and such a beautiful energy there. And then if you go to the State Street, it's this great eclectic mix of vendors and, food and art. And, you have to try not to spend your full salary on the jewelry that you're going to see there. And it's just a great space and great energy.
We're joined by Angela Klein, the executive director of the original Ann Arbor Street Fair, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. There's more information on the Street Fair by visiting their website at artfair.org. That is artfair.org, and the dates for the Ann Arbor Street Fair this summer are July 21st through 23rd. That's Thursday, July 21st until Saturday, July 23rd. And again, more information is on their website at artfair.org. And so, Angela, how many artists will be at the fair this summer? How many different kinds of art can people expect to be able to explore and purchase at the Ann Arbor Art Fair?
Right. So there'll be nearly 1,000 artists, and everything from ceramics to fibers to mixed media, painting, every class of art will be represented. And, I've been coming to this fair for almost 30 years now. So I am not only a buyer, but I am a mother. So I love showing my children this work and how artists not only create something, they bring it all the way to this event for you to see and meet them. And then as an art buyer, you can buy that artwork, have it in your home, and have something so inspiring for your children to see what it takes, like grit and determination and belief in yourself. So here you have this beautiful work of art that you get to enjoy and be inspired by and inspire your children. So not only am I the executive director, but I am a patron and a believer in the Ann Arbor Art Fair for many, many years.
So then for you, taking over this role as the executive director of the Ann Arbor Art Fair and running this show, running this art fair this summer and going forward, what does that mean for you as someone that is an appreciator of art and someone with a personal connection to this specific fair?
Well, it's such an honor. When Maureen Riley, she's the former director, and now she's the current artist coordinator of the original art fair. But what an honor to learn from her and to take over this role. I'm incredibly proud. as you can see, probably the artwork behind me, I purchased at the Ann Arbor Art Fair. It's the artist Lynn Whipple. And so this is something that I have every year have attended the art fair. I was on the board of directors 10 years ago and have enjoyed not only being a patron, but someone who just follows along the art fair to see what's going to happen next. So I'm excited to be a part of it now.
We're joined by Angela Klein, the executive director of the Ann Arbor Original Art Fair, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on their website, artfair.org, to keep up to date and explore some of the artists that will be attending this year's art fair and have their art on display and up for purchase at the Original Ann Arbor Art Fair, July 21st through 23rd in Ann Arbor. And so you mentioned earlier, Angela, that there's going to be over 1,000 artists that will be participating in the art fair this summer. How much space is that occupying in the city of Ann Arbor? Just how much will people just in proximity in that city be able to explore?
Well, it's 30 blocks. Wow. And, thank you to the city of Ann Arbor, to the DDA, to Destination Ann Arbor, to really making all of this possible, along with my other fair directors, Karen Delhay and Francis Todoro. So we all work together to joyfully take over the city of Ann Arbor and make it the largest outdoor art gallery. I've often told people it's like the Louvre. You don't want to explore it all in one day. It's best if you go to annarbor.org and find a hotel and maybe explore for 2 days, have a little lunch in between and go to each section of the fair and enjoy each section individually.
Yeah, you got 3 days there. You got the 21st, exactly. 22nd, and the 23rd. So come back multiple times. We encourage you to do that at the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair this July 21st through 23rd. More information on their website, artfair.org. We're joined by the executive director of the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair, Angela Klein, on the Megacast. And it's not just art at this show. What are some of the other experiences that patrons of the art fair will be able to experience this summer?
Really the full culture of Ann Arbor and more. The stages alone, we have the stage on Main, which will be featuring the music from the Arc, and it's presented by DTE. We have the fountain stage on the original art fair footprint. And on the fountain stage, we have all acoustic acts all day and some of the best music in the city. And then we have Mr. B, he's been with us, Mark Braun. He's a boogie woogie piano player, and he has been with us. Really, he's the soundtrack to our art fair for the past 30 years, and this will be his last year. So we're really going to celebrate him. And then we have the Ann Arbor Artist Civic Theater on the State Street footprint. So there's so much to explore in terms of music, and then in terms of food. As you know, Ann Arbor food is unbelievable. I mean, I've been to all around the world, and I compare food from when I was in Paris to food that I could get in Ann Arbor. I'm like, it's almost as good as Ann Arbor food. So you'll go from Zingerman's to Pacific Rim to J Garden. I mean, even a sandwich at the Ann Arbor Art Fair is the best sandwich you'll ever have.
Yeah, and it's 30 blocks, this entire show. So there's surrounding area all around there. There's so much different things you can experience both in the art fair proper, but also just in the city of Ann Arbor. And so talk about that connection too. You mentioned that, of course, you thank the city and the DDA for supporting this art fair and providing that kind of space. Just what kind of connection does this art fair have with the culture of Ann Arbor, especially in the summer where Michigan tourism really amps into high gear?
Yeah. So because, we partner with Destination Ann Arbor and Pure Michigan, we really try to incorporate every facet of Ann Arbor culture in this art fair so that there's something literally for everyone. If you are a lover of food, even if you are a lover of sports, you are going to find something at this event.
We're joined by Angela Klein, the executive director of the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair, which will occur this summer, Thursday, July 21st until Saturday, July 23rd. More information is on their website at artfair.org. That is artfair.org to keep up to date and learn more information. You can also find them on Twitter at A2 Street Art Fair and on Facebook as well at facebook.com/artfair, or just go to their website. You can also click over to their social media there at artfair.org. artfair.org to keep up to date and learn more information. Angela, another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye. At this time, anything else that we haven't spoken about that would be interesting or important for our audience to know about the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair that will be occurring this summer, or other topics that we haven't discussed?
Well, I would love to make sure that everyone knows they can go to the Ann Arbor Art Fair .com so that they can see all the information about each fair, and about if they are an artist that's interested in applying, they can look at each section of the fair and see what works best for them and their work. And they can always reach out to any one of us, any one of the directors at the fairs, if they have questions about how to apply.
And those websites again, that website again is at artfair.org or AnnArborArtFair.com.
So artfair.org, artfair.org is my fair, the original street art fair. And then if you go to the AnnArborArtFair.com, that has all three fairs listed in the whole umbrella of the Ann Arbor Art Fair, so that you'll have all the information you need. And then if you're looking for hotels or food, you want to go to AnnArbor.org to get that information.
Angela, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
People are getting out to walk and bike in higher numbers. More vulnerable road users and higher speed traffic can be a dangerous combination. Crash severity has increased, so if you're driving, be sure to slow down and look for people. There's no need to speed. If you're biking, ride with traffic. If you're walking, avoid stepping into the road if possible. If you have to walk in the street, walk facing traffic. Learn more at walkbikedrivesafe.org.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources, call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Parents do a lot of worrying. Get your kids caught up on childhood vaccines to protect them from these 14 preventable diseases, and you'll have 14 fewer things to worry about. Vaccines are safe and effective and save lives. So let's get caught up on vaccines and worry about something else. Get the facts at ivaccinate.org.
We may come from different organizations,
but we work together to protect the Huron River for everyone.
Most of the pollution that goes into our rivers is carried by rainwater that flows off of roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
The leaves and bark of a single tree can retain a surprising amount of rainwater. Depending on its size and species, it could be 100 gallons or more.
It is estimated that an urban forest can reduce annual runoff by up to 7%.
Here's one thing that we know can help keep our water clean.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
Plant a tree.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
One of the things you can look for in your friends is a change in behavior. These can be big changes, they can be small changes in mood, physical appearance. They may be sleeping less or sleeping more, drinking more, or their eating patterns may be different. One big change that can be pretty obvious is change in motivation. Do they no longer want to play basketball? Do they no longer want to play video games? Now that we're spending more time online and in virtual settings, it's really important to pay attention to the language that your friend is using and the words they're using to communicate.
So when we text our friends, are they taking longer amounts of time to respond? Are they not responding at all? You don't have to be an expert to try to recognize these signs. The second that you feel it in your gut and that you're concerned, that's the second to have the conversation and open the door to what might be going on.
Whatever gets you talking.
Today, it is easier than ever to join Michigan's Organ Donor Registry and help build a bridge of hope for organ, tissue, and eye donation. Just one person can potentially save or help improve the lives of up to 75 people. By joining, your legacy could be the gift of life. Sign up today at michigan.gov/SOS or at any of the more than 145 Secretary of State self-service stations located across Michigan. Be part of Michigan's Bridge of Hope by adding your name to the Organ Donor Registry.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Whether you're the city,
the county,
or the Huron River Watershed Council,
we work together to protect water resources for everyone.
Most of the pollution entering our rivers is carried by rainwater that runs off roads, parking lots, and rooftops.
a rain garden helps catch stormwater runoff.
Rain gardens and their plants help dirty runoff soak into the ground.
You can do your part to help keep our water clean.
Learn about rain gardens and native plants.
So consider a rain garden in your home landscaping.
Catch the runoff with a rain garden.
There's one water, and it's ours to protect.
I couldn't breathe at all. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was 39 weeks pregnant and had a scheduled C-section. During that time, I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. I was really scared. I kept texting my husband and my mom, telling them how scared I was, and I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. And then I was worried if, when I did get home, that he wouldn't know who I was. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me. It's scary, and if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not? Get your vaccine. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Welcome back to the Michigan Megacast. I'm Tyler Keefe. To learn more about the program at civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll also find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV or My Mind. Joining us now is one of nearly 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform. Shannon Lazovski is the founder and president of the Glamorous Moms Foundation, which focuses on inspiring and uplifting women of all ages in our communities. Shannon, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So tell us a little bit about Glamorous Moms Foundation and its history and the ways it serves the community across the board.
Glamorous Moms Foundation is an official 501c3. We focus on helping women and children across Metro Detroit. We are a group of moms, all women, board members, who just try to give back to the community as much as we can, helping those that are currently suffering from or rebuilding their lives from poverty, domestic violence, illness, anything that actually is giving them a little trouble. We like to give them a little joy throughout the day.
One of the ways you're providing that joy is through your new mom baskets that your foundation puts together. Can you talk about those baskets and what's in them, what you're providing to these moms, and then how moms are able to obtain some of these boxes through your organization?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. So our new mom baskets, I have one right here behind me. The new mom baskets are, like I said earlier, a little bit of joy that we can bring to expectant mothers and their infants. Sometimes When a woman finds out that she's pregnant and ready to have a child, it's exciting. It's exciting news. It's exciting to have a shower, to tell the family. But for some women, it's not so exciting. It's not good news. It's stressful. They have fear. Whether they're dealing with poverty, they don't have a place to live, they don't have the family to support them. Maybe they're in a domestic violence situation. These new mom baskets help provide products and a little bit of joy, both for the infant and the new mom, to help them in their new transition into motherhood. So the baskets entail small products for infant and baby and for mom. Sometimes if a new mom doesn't have the family to support her in this journey, maybe there isn't a mom in the picture, an aunt, a sister, or a loved one in the picture that helps her through the health portion, right? The women's health portion. She doesn't have a woman in her life to share with her what she needs for her body or what the baby may need as soon as the baby is born. So the baskets entail swaddle blankets, infant mints, infant socks, nipple cream, nipple pads for mom, soft slippers, soft robes, shampoo, lotion, and conditioner for that hospital bag that she needs to pack for the hospital. All those goodies that a new mom needs, both for the transition of motherhood, the journey to motherhood, and for their hospital bag that they need to pack for the special day.
We're joined by Shannon Lazovski, the founder and president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, one of nearly 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform. With us on the Michigan Megacast. More information in a couple of places. You can either go to sharedetroit.org and search for Glamorous Moms Foundation in their Find a Nonprofit section, or by visiting Glamorous Moms Foundation's website directly at gloriousmoms.foundation. That's gloriousmoms.foundation. And Shannon, what was the inspiration for you to find this organization and provide these sorts of services and help to new mothers, to existing moms, and to women all throughout our communities?
Thank you. I just need to make a quick correction. It's glamorousmoms.foundation.
Yes.
You can reach our Facebook page. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. It's not Glorious Moms, it's glamorousmoms.foundation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then you can also search Glamorous Moms on the sharedetroit.org website. We have all of our information, our volunteer lists, our Amazon Smile, Amazon wish list there, and our upcoming events posted there as well. And what inspired me, I've been a professional blogger for 18 years. The original name of my hobby that quickly became a business within a year is called Glamorous Moms. GlamourOusMoms.com was a mom hobby, if you will. I wrote about all the things that I loved: fashion, beauty, travel, being a mom, and so forth. After doing that for 18 years, of course, we all know social media and professional blogging has changed. I've certainly evolved as a woman, as a mom, and a professional. So I like to take my audience, the Glamorous Moms audience, towards the greater good. We're making a pivotal change here professionally and kind of leaving that professional blogging world and turning Glamorous Moms, that name, that brand, into a nonprofit organization. We've been in the community for 2.5 years, Glamorous Moms Foundation. And it's been a whirlwind. It's been so wonderful with so much community support.
We're joined by Shannon Lazovski, the founder and president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information on the website, glamorousmoms.foundation. That's glamorousmoms.foundation. One of the other programs that Glamorous Moms runs is their MOM program, their MOM program. It's an acronym. Can you tell people what that program is, how they got started, and how people can become a part of that program?
Of course, it's so much fun. MOM for us, of course, stands for mom, but it also stands for Mom of the Month here at the Glamorous Moms Foundation. Mm-hmm. Anyone can write in glamorousmoms.fdn@gmail.com. Send us a letter. Let us know why the woman in your life should be the Mom of the Month. Every month, we gift wonderful deserving mom with this beautiful beauty basket right here. We have several sponsors that donate beautiful products and beauty products, spa packages and massages that we gift each mom each month that wins this contest. So what we do is we just collect all of the emails, read through them, and we choose a winner for each month to highlight and celebrate that hardworking, ambitious mom in the community that is inspiring the women and men around her, that is doing the best that she can for her children and her neighborhood. And it's just a little gift to say, we see you, we thank you, and we appreciate you. So all people have to do is just write in. You could DM us on Instagram, send us a private message on our Facebook page at Glamorous Moms Foundation, or like I said, send us an email with a nice letter explaining why your favorite mom should win the Mom of the Month program at glamorousmoms.fdn@gmail.com.
And Shannon, not only does your organization work to support moms and to inspire moms, but also younger women in the communities as well. And so you recently held a prom dress event. Can you tell us about that event and who that helped to serve in our local communities?
Yes, our Say Yes to the Prom Dress pop-up event was so fun. It actually brings tears to my eyes. As soon as we made the announcement, we had so much community support. Moms and teenage girls and young women donating their dresses left and right, their special evening gowns for teens in need of a special dress for either their spring dance or their prom dance. So we collected over 200 dresses during a certain time period, and then we connected with a local church in East Point to host a Say Yes to the Prom Dress event where we gave away free prom dresses, no questions asked, no judgment, to any teenager or even mom if she had a special occasion to go to, to them. We donated those dresses to them. They came in, they tried on the dresses, they had some good mom-daughter time, aunt-daughter time. We helped style them. And many of the girls that attended picked out a beautiful dress for free, and they're able to enjoy their spring dance.
And what are some other ways that your organization has helped to engage with and inspire teenage women as well?
Well, we also have a mentorship program, and that is to inspire young men and women, to be honest with you. Our Team Impact Teen Volunteer Group is meant to inspire and encourage our youth, our teenagers, to help the community and give back as much as they can. In exchange, if you are a member of our Team Impact Group, you can receive service hours for National Honor Society or other programs that you're involved with, or just simple school or family obligations. It gives you a chance to give back to the community, learn about the community, learn social smarts, and learn a little bit more about yourself. We always learn a little bit more about ourselves when we give back to others. And also in exchange for their time, community, and their efforts, we give them the Seniors Accord every year for their senior walk, letters of recommendation for school and for college, actually. So we try to mentor the kids and the teens, help them lead their own drives. What is it like, what is the who, what, when, where, and why of hosting their own toy drive, their clothing drive? What organizations do they want to help and why? Doing that research, connecting themselves with the owners of the nonprofit organizations, connecting themselves with the community, and then also gaining, the mentorship, the education, the partnership, the friendship along with that.
We're joined by Shannon Lazovski. She is the founder and the president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, joining us on the Michigan Megacast, one of nearly 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform. More information on sharedetroit.org by clicking on their Find a Nonprofit section and searching Glamorous Moms, or going directly to the Glamorous Moms Foundation's website at glamorousmoms.foundation. That's glamorousmoms.foundation for more information on the organization, on ways you can get involved, including their upcoming events such as their Glamorous Luncheon event. Shannon, can you tell us about that event, when it's happening, what will happen at this event, who it benefits, and how people can participate if they would like to do so?
Thank you. Yes, we are so excited. We only have one fundraiser a year, an annual fundraiser called the Glamorous Luncheon. This year it will be May 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Townsend Hotel in Birmingham. We have so many women businesses and women support. We are a women supporting women organization. So the event will have so much girl power under one roof. It'll be so much fun for everyone. We have over 140 ladies attending our luncheon. We'll enjoy a beautiful lunch and plated dessert, a fashion show with fashion designers, all women fashion designers located right here in Michigan in your very own backyard. And this year, something kind of fun. We are including children models and a children designer that is right here in Michigan, a very successful children's clothing designer. She'll be showcasing her clothing on the runway as well. We will also have 11 women-owned vendors for a shopping experience for our guests, glamosas, a silent auction, and wonderful networking with so many female business owners and entrepreneurs.
And then Shannon, what sort of volunteer opportunities are available through your organization? If people want to participate, what can they do to help the organization? How can they get in contact with you and the others at the Glamorous Moms Foundation if they would like to volunteer?
Sure, thank you. We have a Contact Us page on the Glamorous Moms Foundation website. Within that Contact Us page, the form that you have to fill out, just check the box, volunteer. There's some upcoming events that are also listed there. If you just want to help with a specific event, you can check that box and submit that form. We'll receive that via email and contact you back and let you know what event and where we can use your help. And thank you for asking. We also post our volunteer needs on sharedetroit.org as well. So both locations, we have those needs listed.
We're joined by Shannon Lazovski, the founder and president of Glamorous Moms Foundation, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. More information is on their website, glamorousmoms.foundation. That's glamorousmoms.foundation, or by visiting sharedetroit.org. Sharedetroit.org, where you can learn more about the Glamorous Moms Foundation and nearly 300 other charities and nonprofits across the Metro Detroit area. 298 charities and nonprofits in total, including the Glamorous Moms Foundation at glamorousmoms.foundation. Shannon, another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye. What are some other ways that people can support the organization, or some needs of the organization that the community can help with, or any other thing that we haven't discussed about Glamorous Moms today?
Sure, thank you. If you will, please follow us on Instagram at Glamorous Moms FN. F as in Frank, N as in Nancy. It's all one word, Glamorous Moms FN. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We always post our upcoming events, our current events, our thank yous, pictures of what we're doing in the community, and pictures of our upcoming sponsors and the families that we're helping, and the beautiful baskets that we're making here. What we really, really need is community support. So if you can, please connect your Amazon account to Amazon Smile. Choose Glamorous Moms Foundation as your charity of choice. This is no cost to you and no cost to any of your friends and family members. If you just simply link your Amazon Smile and Amazon account, every purchase you make on Amazon, whether you're buying toilet paper for the house or baby goods, baby food, whatever you're purchasing, Amazon delivers a small portion of that to Glamorous Moms Foundation if you have us linked to your Amazon account. We also have a wish list. So please look up the Glamorous Moms Foundation wish list and help us supply these new mom baskets to shelters, hospitals, and clinics every month across Metro Detroit. We are 100% volunteer. No one makes a paycheck within our organization. We don't have a lot of money coming in our community support. We're very new, only 2.5 years. So if you could please just send us some things from our wish list or send us some donations from the website, that would really help us keep us going. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Shannon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And again, all the information that you need on the organization, including that wish list and other ways that you can help, can be found on sharedetroit.org. You go to their Find a Nonprofit section, search for Glamorous Moms Foundation, and when you click on Glamorous Moms Foundation, not only will it give you a link to their website, some of their basic information, when they were founded, how you can find them online, where they are located, them and other organizations. They have a brick and mortar location, how you can get in contact with them. It also provides wish lists of some products they may need to provide, the services that they provide. In the case of Shannon's organization, in the case of Glamorous Moms, it's for those baskets that they're providing, those new mom baskets, and also for the Mom of the Month program gift basket as well. So it's very helpful to this organization. You can find all that information on sharedetroit.org, or more information is also available on the organization's website, glamorousmoms.foundation, for more information and keep up to date on everything you need to know from Glamorous Moms. You can also find them across social media at Glamorous Moms FN. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Their handle is at Glamorous Moms FN, or just post with the hashtag Glamorous Moms FN. That is going to do it for today's edition of the Megacast. Big thank you to everybody that joined us on this edition of the program. Of course, Shannon Lazovski, the founder and president of the Glamorous Moms Foundation. Angela Klein, of the Ann Arbor Original Street Art Fair, who also joined us on the program today. Lynn Foster, the CEO of the American Red Cross Michigan region. More information on their website, redcross.org. And Sharon Fried Moreland, of 3D Academy, and Dr. Pamela Clark, the director of the women's program at Grace Centers of Hope. All these interviews can be found on our website on demand, sometime mid to late afternoon, as well as our full episode from today's program and all of our programs dating all the way back to March of 2020, when this program originated, by visiting civiccentertv.com and clicking on our Megacast link, or just typing in civiccentertv.com/Megacast. You'll find all these programs on demand, just a little ways down the page. You can get in contact with us if you have an idea for a great organization or individual or something, or someone else in the news that would be interesting for us to talk to, or a topic you'd like us to talk more about on the Megacast each day. You can get in contact with our producers through that form. You can also find more information on each and every one of our partnering community television and radio program stations, as well as web outlets such as My Michigan TV, by clicking on those links that are listed for each and every one of these. You'll learn more about their original programming, how you can get in contact with them, how you can view their programming in the 2 hours, beyond the 2 hours of the day that they join us on the Megacast network. All that information is on our website at civiccentertv.com/Megacast. Right next to that is our coronavirus page at civiccentertv.com. /local-news. We have information on the COVID-19 pandemic that's up to date every single day. From the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and the Oakland County Health Division. Those links directly at the top of the page. You click on either one of those, CDC, MDHHS, Oakland County. It'll take you right to their coronavirus page, so you can stay up to date on the spread of COVID-19 in the state of Michigan and your local community across the U.S. and the Midwest region. Kind of get a forecast for where we're at and where we're going with COVID-19. Get more information on precautionary tactics you may need to employ in your community depending on the COVID-19 situation there. For example, in the Grand Traverse County area, where they're now considered by the CDC at high risk of community transmission. All that can be found there, as well as articles making headlines across the state of Michigan from journalistic outlets throughout the Great Lakes State. Big thank you to our crew as well that makes this program possible every single day. Our technical director, Calvin Brown, with me in the studio for the full 2-hour marathon that is the Megacast. Our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, at the office of My Michigan TV in the bustling metropolis of Troy, and the king of television himself, Larry Nyland, our producer, booking all the guests, helping both them and us prepare each and every day for informative conversations on a number of different topics. On My Michigan TV, Steve Lato Live is up next, followed by Larry and Ronnie Live. We'll return on Wednesday with more editions of the Megacast.